Hey, you old hag. Where's my money? Just how long are you going to try and keep me waiting before you cough up what's mine? Huh? Don't you know that you're supposed to give me my allowance today? I thought I told you that I wanted you to pay me on time every single day. Or is that too hard to figure out for a stupid woman like you? Ginny, I believe that you and I have already talked about your allowance. I told you that last month was going to be the last time that I gave you any money, remember? I told you that because you were starting college that you would be on your own, remember? I explained to you that the allowance would end when you finished high school. We talked about this and you said that you understood what I was saying. What on earth are you talking about? I never, ever remember talking about anything like that at all. You were just delusional and trying to cheat me out of what's rightfully mine. But now I just need you to shut up and pay me. I'm sick of waiting, and I'm even more sick of talking to you. Look, I have told you that I am not going to be paying you anything anymore, okay? Well, why can't you go and ask your father for these kinds of things? I knew it. I knew there was no point in trying to talk to a fake mother like you. You know, I never even wanted you to marry my dad, right? I was fine when it was just the two of us. You always ruin everything. If you knew what was good for you, you would just shut up and pay me. There's no need to make things this complicated. I'm sorry, Jenny, but if that is the way that you were going to ask for money from me, then I feel even less inclined to pay you than before. Well, it's all your fault that my dad doesn't have any money. I know that you've been using up every last cent of his. He told me all about it. He explained to me how you handle the budget for the house, and that means that you control all of the money. But all I heard when he was telling me that is that you're taking my dad's hard-earned money and using it all for yourself. It's so sad. I can't believe that my dad has been tricked like this. I just wish he would leave you already. You know, sometimes I think about leaving too. But the thing is that isn't a decision that you'll get to make for anyone. That is going to be something that your dad and I talk about and come to a decision on amongst ourselves. But let me make this very clear to you. I am not stealing money or holding your father financially hostage in any way, shape, or form. Okay? I think you might want to go ask your dad about what's really going on one more time. You really have got some nerve, do you know that? Just what makes you think that I want to hear what some old hag like you has to tell me? Anyways, I think I've made myself clear here. Just get the money ready and send it to me as soon as possible, okay? No, it's not okay at all. If you really need money that badly, go and find a job. Danielle, I have seriously had it. I mean it. I am really at my limit right now. I mean, just how long are you going to let Ginny act the way that she does? She is seriously so unbelievable sometimes. Do you know that she thinks that I'm taking all of your money and spending it on myself? This is seriously getting ridiculous.
Aw, come on, she's not that bad. You're just being overdramatic. Besides, you know how girls her age are. But you're the adult. You should just know how to take it and let things slide, right? Surely that isn't too much to ask of you.
Daniel, I am serious. I have half a mind to leave you both. And if nothing happens to change the situation, then I just really might. I mean, just a few minutes ago, she was asking me again about her allowance. But I told her that when she started college, that I wasn't going to be giving her any money at all. I told her that if she wanted someone to give her money, she would either have to get a job and get paid by her boss or go and talk to you.
Laura, please. Don't you think you're just being a little bit stingy? You really need to learn to just let things slide. And quit getting so upset over everything. I mean, you do know that if you get upset like that you're only going to give yourself more wrinkles, don't you?
Wow. Well, thank you so much for caring about the state of my face. I'm so glad to know that I have people who listen to what I have to say around here. But I have to say that in the 10 years that we've been married, I feel like I've aged at least 30 years. And I think it's high time I try and make up for all the time I've lost dealing with you and Ginny. So you can pack up your bags and just get out right now, Daniel. Hey, you old hag. What the heck is going on here, huh? You better start explaining things to me right now!
Hello, Jenny. I was wondering when I was going to hear from you. It's been a while since we've last talked, hasn't it? Is there something that I can help you with?
Do you have any idea how pissed I am at you right now? How dare you try and take that attitude with me?
Jenny, I really don't think there is any reason to be talking to me like that, even over text. Now, I have no idea what's got you so upset, but I can guess that this little outburst is going to be followed by you trying to ask me for something.
I know that I only became your daughter when you married my dad, but that still makes me kind of like your real daughter, right?
Wait, what? I have to say that after all that anger and vitriol, I really wasn't expecting you to say something like that.
Well, what I mean is that if you're my mom and I'm your daughter, then you need to pay for my school. If you don't, then I'll talk to my dad and make him divorce you. Is that something you want?
Wait, what? What is going on here?
I just got a letter from my school telling me that my tuition still hasn't been paid. Do you have any idea how embarrassed I was to get that? I went to talk to my dad to ask him why my school wasn't paid for yet, and he told me that you two said that you would pay for it all. So, what I want to know is why you haven't paid my tuition for my program yet, huh? Do you want me to have to drop out or something?
Okay, hold on just a second there. First of all, I never, ever said that I was going to be paying for your tuition. Second of all, just why would I be the person paying for your schooling anyways? I mean, you're still living in that house, right? Just when are you going to move out?
You really have some nerve to talk to your daughter this way. Honestly, I don't think anyone else in the whole world knows how to piss me off quite like you do.
But did you miss the part where I said that I would have my dad divorce you? Because I really will if you're not going to pay for my school.
Unless your whole plan this entire time has been to sabotage my education and make me quit. But I won't let you get away with that. It's just unacceptable, and you need to cough up the money right now.
You really must think the world revolves around you if you think that's any way to get what you want. In fact, reading your messages, I can't help but crack up laughing that you're actually serious about this.
Are you kidding me right now? Is that how unseriously you're taking all of this? You have got to be joking with me right now, right?
No, I'm very serious actually. But anyways, I guess if you're really saying all that, that means you haven't heard anything from your dad, right?
What do you think you're talking about? Didn't you read how I went to my dad and he told me that since you weren't going to pay for my schooling, that it would mean that I'd have to drop out? So that's why you need to cough up the money for my tuition right now. If you don't, then I'm really going to make my dad leave you.
I am not your mom anymore, Jenny.
Wait, what? What are you talking about this time?
Wow, you really don't know about this at all. That's actually incredible. Well then, I guess allow me to be the first person to inform you that your father and I have gotten a divorce. In fact, we've been divorced for quite some time now. So if your dad really did tell you that I was going to be paying for your school, then I'm afraid that he was as sorely mistaken as you are. After all, why in the world would I pay for some girl's school who isn't even a part of my family?
Wait a second. You mean it? You and my dad are really divorced, and you're really not my mom anymore.
Oh man, I really wish that I could see your face right now. But yes, in a nutshell, that is what's going on here. And if I can be honest with you, your father was nothing but lousy trash.
What is that supposed to mean?
I mean that he was using all of his salary to pay off his debt up until recently. But he would also keep taking out loans in the meantime. And anyway, since he was so bad with money and never was good at setting any aside, that's why he can't afford to pay for your school. So I suppose that if you really want to stay in your program, that you'll have to go and earn money yourself. Although I did warn you that you'd have to earlier.
But that can't be right. What do you mean that my dad doesn't have any money? You're really trying to tell me that this is all his fault?
Jenny, you are not a little girl anymore. You are in college. Do you really just go through life not thinking deeply on anything? Have you really not realized that every time you needed money, it was me that was giving it to you? For 10 years, I've taken care of you as my own daughter. And I would financially support you just like a mother would her own daughter. But I guess you never, ever thought of it in that way, did you?
No, it's not like that at all. I always thought that you were paying me with money that my dad was earning.
Well, I'm afraid that the money your dad was earning was all going towards his own debt. Every cent that I gave you came from my own earnings. I took care of everything in the house, kept my job, and made sure that you got the support you needed. And yet you insisted on insulting me, calling me an old woman and treating me as if I was a parasite on your family. But now I guess you realize that the only parasites around here were you and your father. So you can threaten me with divorce all you want. It isn't going to change anything now. Whatever happens next is entirely up to your dad and you.
Oh, wait a second. Does that mean that you're just going to abandon me like this? You're really going to just leave me like this all over a little mistake? Don't you get that you're still like a mother figure or something? Doesn't that mean you have to take care of me? A real mother wouldn't just abandon her daughter like this.
Weren't you the one calling me a fake mother anyways? I'm sorry, but it is far too late for you to try and change your tune now.
I don't believe it. I can't believe that you're really just going to walk out of our lives and leave us like this.
Oh, I think it's perfect. Besides, this is something I've wanted to do for a long time, but I knew that it would be best to wait until you finished high school before leaving your dad. But anyways, I thought you would be a little more grateful to me since I paid for all of your college applications. Although you probably didn't even know that I was the one who did that either. Oh, right, that actually reminds me. You should know that you only have until the end of the month to leave the house.
I don't get it. This is all so much at once. Well, what do you mean I'll have to leave the house? I live here. This is my family's house.
I'm afraid you were wrong again. This house was just a rental.
You can't be serious about that, right?
I haven't lied to you about a single thing yet. Why would I lie about this? Anyways, I was also the one paying for our house, but I've already moved out and informed the leasing company that I would like out of my lease. So you basically don't have any choice but to leave. I don't know what you're going to do with your life from here on out, but you're already 18, so you should be able to figure something out.
And I really have to move out by the end of the month? But that's in 3 days?
Oh yeah, I guess it is. Well, I suppose that means you better get packing, huh?
How the heck am I going to move out all of my things in just 3 days? And where the heck am I supposed to go from here?
Oh, that? I've already talked to your dad all about that.
Wait, really? What did you say to him?
Well, I told them that I wanted you both out of the house and that he should look for some place for you both to live.
That doesn't solve any of the problems that I have right now. I am trying to ask where the heck I should even go.
Yeah, that really isn't my problem. But if you're still in the house after 3 days, legally speaking, you would be trespassing. And then I suppose that would mean the police would have to get involved, and I don't think any of us want that, so...
Well, what about my school? They are demanding that I pay my tuition or else I'll have to drop out.
Oh man, it sounds rough.
Oh, come on. Is that really all you have to say to me about this? I thought you were my mother.
We've already talked about that. I am not your mom and I don't owe you anything. If you want to go ask your father, maybe you can convince him to take out even more money to pay for your school. Otherwise, you'll just have to go into debt to pay for it. Either that or you can go out and find a job. Because I already told your dad that I was done paying for anything of yours. But anyways, if you're looking for someone to blame for all of your money troubles right now, I would go talk to your dad.
But this can't be. Neither my dad or I have a single cent left, and now we're about to be kicked out. What are we supposed to do, Mom?
Sorry, were you talking to me? Because I don't know where your mom is.
What are you talking about? You've always been my mom. I've always thought of you that way.
Okay, now we both know that is just a lie. But anyways, your father and I are divorced now, which means that you're finally free from me. I thought this is what you wanted. Anyways, this conversation is just going in circles now. Have a nice life, Jenny. Or don't. I don't really care either way. In the end, Jenny and Daniel barely managed to pack up all their things before they had to leave the house and found themselves homeless. The next semester rolled around and, unable to pay, Jenny was forced to drop out. She tried to reach out to me again, begging for money, a house, food, anything. But I told her that she wasn't getting a penny from me. She thought that I was the one stealing all of her father's money, but he was the one who wouldn't have been able to survive without my help. I tried to warn Jenny that she would have to be more self-sufficient, but she just wouldn't listen. So I really just can't bring myself to feel any kind of pity for her. If you ask me, Jenny and her dad got exactly what they deserved. As for me, after my divorce from Daniel, I moved back to live with my parents for a little bit. I explained what I had been through, and they were more than happy to take me in while I found my feet. It really just goes to show you how important being kind is to those who care about you. You never know when you're going to need help, and it's good to have connections with people who care about you. Even if it wasn't my parents, I had plenty of people who I could go to for help because I always approached the issue of asking for it with humility and tact. I can only hope that Jenny learns a similar lesson as she grows up and gets to reflect on her words and actions.